Hello, and welcome to another edition of Miike Monday with me, the Heart Critic, where on a Monday we look at the films of one of my favourite directors, Takashi Miike. And today we're going all the way back to the early days as we look at the first film that Miike ever directed, although it was released as his second, and that is Lady Hunter Koroshi no Prelude, aka Lady Hunter Prelude to Murder. Now this is a direct-to-video action thriller that follows an ex-female soldier who is forced out of retirement to stop the kidnapping of a child who is being used as a political pawn. Now when I first watched this movie there was no English subtitles available, though recently English subs have popped up for it. However, they're still very basic and only really translate some of the simple stuff, with quite a few details and conversations still being left untranslated. Having said that, the film is still very easy to follow because this is very bog standard action thriller stuff. But it does its job and is quite entertaining. It has a few fun moments and a decent bit of action, particularly in the climax with a very little bit of blood, as well as some attempts at suspenseful moments that aren't quite effective but not bad for a first try. It also has a bit of a shocking and dark ending, which turns out to be completely pointless and a bit laughable. And the final shot they show over the end credits is also kind of odd, but also very funny, which kind of makes it stick out a bit. I didn't think the acting was all that bad either. None of the actors have really done much outside of this film, so there's no one really of note here, but the performances I thought were actually okay. The production values and cinematography are a little amateurish, and there's a very typical late 80s, early 90s kind of electronic score you'd expect to hear in this kind of direct-to-video film. But there is actually a good bit of camera work too here and there, with some nice framing and nice bit of tracking. Now there is one scene that is actually made up entirely of English dialogue, and that involves the main character and this black side character called Eddie, who actually provides one of the film's main highlights, because before he meets up with our leading lady, he delivers this speech to a couple of prostitutes where he kind of waffles on about brutally murdering this guy in detail and getting turned on and ejaculating from it. And it's ridiculous, but very entertaining, especially because the guy's acting is pretty over the top with his arms and everything. So yeah, for a debut effort, this film really isn't all that bad. I'd still only really recommend it to diehard Miike fans, as the film is still a bit amateurish and I don't think there's enough there to really gauge a lot of people's interests. But for me, it was pretty enjoyable overall. So thank you for watching. I am the Heart Critic, and this has been my heartfelt opinion. And I shall see you next time.